Hi, my name is Holly Greer. I'm a wellness coordinator here at Baylor Scott and White Health, and I want to talk to you today about water. So we all know water is good for us and it is healthy and it nourishes our body, but I want to talk about some other things that would be motivating for you to drink more water, and then I want to cover some tips that maybe you hadn't thought about to actually incorporate more water into your daily routine. So with these motivations, again, we all know water's good for us and it totally refreshes our body and flushes out things, and it's awesome. But some other things to think about is, one, the price. If you go to a restaurant, you're actually going to spend on average $2.49 to order something that's not water, whether that's a soda, a tea, a lemonade, anything like that. So if you have a family of 4 and you go eat out about 3 times a week, you're spending over $400 a year just on your beverages, only when you eat out. So to me, that's a huge motivation to drink more water, especially when I'm going out to these restaurants, just to save a little cash. Another motivation is the average soda has about 17 teaspoons of sugar in it, which is huge. That's a lot of sugar. That's your daily allowance of sugar in one drink. So always think about cutting out that soda in order to cut out some of your sugar, because it could lead to weight loss. You know, one soda could be 200 or 400 calories, and that could mean you could lose up to a pound or half a pound a week, which is huge when you look at the year. So cutting back on your soda can also help you with your weight loss and weight management. And then another tip for motivation would be, we know our bodies are made up of about 60 to 70% of water, but what you may not know is that our body actually doesn't show a lot of dehydration symptoms until we've already lost 2 to 3% of that. Meaning you may not get your chapped lips or your dry mouth until you've already lost 2 to 3% of your body's water, which is a lot. So you always want to stay on top of drinking water, even when you may not be thirsty, because by the time you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated. So now that we have some extra motivation to drink more water, let's talk about ways you can incorporate it into your lifestyle that may be a little easier. So one, knowing if you're a visual person is super helpful. For me, I like to have a clear water bottle on my desk at all times, because having it there means I'm going to grab it more often, and seeing my progress is very helpful. Another thing you can do is actually get a water bottle that has these timestamps on them that lets you know when you need to be at what place with your beverage intake so that you have enough water in the day. So there's a lot of studies about how much water we need to have, but generally if you're sticking within the 64 ounces a day rule, you're getting enough water. Now granted, if you're working outside a lot, if you're being very active in the heat, anything like that, you probably want to up it, but if you're getting 64 ounces, you're doing pretty well. So making it visual can be very helpful to drink more water. Some other tips I have is to make it taste good. If you're someone who just doesn't like the taste of water, then try adding in different things like fruit, or you can get the little drops that add it in to add in some flavor, like strawberry or something like that. Try not to add too much, but if you make it more water based, then you'll be okay. So something like that to make sure it tastes well is going to be helpful, because then you'll want to grab it more. Also, give yourself rules. So I love coffee, but I won't allow myself to have a sip until I have 20 ounces of water. So on my way to work, I try to down one of these, because these are 20 ounces. So I have these at my house, I grab one on my way out, and during my commute, I'm drinking this bottle, because as soon as I get to the office, I want my coffee. So that's my go-to, is to make sure I drink all of my water before I have my coffee. So making rules for yourself is helpful, because then you know I can reward myself with this if I do this. So rules. And then my last tip is, if you're a real techie person, you can always add reminders on your computer, your Outlook, or maybe even your phone to drink more water. There's different apps out there that will give different subtle water noises when it's time to drink more water, and also help you keep track of how much water you've drank. So being on top of that is also very helpful. If you want more tips like this, let us know. But as always, be well, and I'll see you next time.